So the story is about power and pain, about law and love. And let's see what happens when emotion dares to challenge order, when one voice refuses to stay silent. Antigone! Antigone! Antigone, are you mad? You can't do this. Creon said it's forbidden.
I have to respond. He's our brother. He doesn't deserve to rot above the earth like an animal.
But think, if you break the rules, you die. Why can't you just follow the rules, stay safe?
That's the problem. Everyone's so afraid to feel free. We're so used to being obeyed. We forgot what it means to choose for ourselves, to do what's right.
But Creon, he's our king. We need order, someone to tell us what to do. Without that, everything will fall apart.
That's what he wants us to believe, that we need him. The freedom is chaos, but he doesn't lead with love. He controls with fear, and fear makes people feel safe, because it means they don't have to think.
Maybe it's easier that way, to obey, to not be responsible for the consequences.
But I will not let fear decide for me. I'd rather die for something I believe in than live by rules I know are wrong.
You're not just fighting a king, Antigone. You're fighting everything we've been taught to trust.
Then maybe it's time we question what we trust.
You buried your brother knowing the law? Knowing full well it was forbidden?
Yes, I know. I did what was right, not what was allowed. He was my brother. He was my family. I couldn't treat him like an enemy.
The law is what holds our city together. Without it, there is no justice, no peace. If everyone acted on their feelings, there would be nothing but total chaos.
Then let it fall. What good is a city that forgets how to feel? What kind of peace buries love under rules? He was left to the cross like he was nothing, but he was something to me. He was my blood. I chose love over fear. I chose what was human.
And what you chose was rebellion. You knew the consequences and still defied me. That's not bravery, it's pride.
No, it's true. You think I'm dangerous because I feel. Because I care more about what's right than what's legal. But maybe the danger isn't in me. Maybe it's in a world that punishes love like it's a crime.
Rage burns like fire between them. Creon speaks for the state, Antigone speaks for the soul. She refuses to submit, but Creon fears what her defiance could unravel. As Erich Fromm warns, people escape from freedom through obedience, because freedom requires choice, and choice is terrifying. But Creon isn't finished yet. He tries one more time to make her obey.
Antigone, stop! You're young, Antigone. You don't have to do this. You don't have to die. Just say you're sorry for once, and we'll forget this ever happened. No one needs to know.
No, if I deny what I did, I deny who I am. I can't live like this. I won't live as a lie.
You're choosing death over compromise?
I'm choosing truth. You're the one who's choosing fear. Fear of love, fear of grief. You buried your heart under laws and power.
And I'm trying to protect what's left of this family. After all this war, after all this death, your father, Oedipus, he tore himself apart when he found out the truth. And your mother, Jocasta, she took her own life. And now your brothers, they are both dead because they killed each other.
Exactly. That's why this matters. We've already lost so much. Polonices may have come here to attack the city, but he's still my brother. I love them both. I still do.
And I love them too. Don't think this is easy for me. Anticulus was loyal, but Polonices brought war to our gates. I made the decision to keep the city standing. I thought maybe if the law stood firm, then all this bloodshed would stop.
And we're still here, bleeding. You talk about law, but what about love? Your son, Haman, What about him? He loves me. Will you make him suffer too?
Hyman, he doesn't understand. He's blinded by love just like you.
No, he sees everything clearly. He sees everything that you've forgotten. It's not about citizens or rulers. It's about people. We are family. But you build so many barriers around your heart that not even your son can reach you.
Don't you see it, Antigone? If I let you bury him, it will unravel everything. Everything we've built. The law must come first. People must obey.
I don't care about your loss, Creon. I care about people. I care about love. I care about the bonds. And if that's the crime, then I'll face it. But as I said, I will not deny who I am.
Don't you understand, Antigone? I'm not just the king of the city. I'm the protector of it. And I will do what's necessary, even if it means losing everything else.
And what's the cost? You already lost everything. Your family, your soul, your humanity. The power is all that's left.
The power is all I have left. I'm nothing without it. You may not see it, but the law, the state, the order, I have to protect it, otherwise we're nothing but animals.
I'll choose truth, not power. I'll choose love, not laws. And if that means I'll have to be killed, then so be it. Because I will never be silent. I will never be your pawn.
You think you've won this, don't you? But in the end, we both lose.
I will never lose myself in this.
Stop this blasphemy. Creon offers life, but only in exchange for silence. Antigone chooses death, but sticks to her truth. Fromm says to avoid freedom, we obey blindly, but in doing so, we give up responsibility and become hollow. Creon clings to power, but the cost of power is coming.
She's dead. Antigone is dead. I did what was right. How did I end up in this situation? Haman, my son. That foolish young love that cost his life. And my wife, my beautiful wife, taken away from me because of grief. I did what was necessary. I was the king. I did what was right, didn't I?
Creon ruled, but in ruling, he destroyed everything he loved. He obeyed the system, enforced the law, and was left with silence. No joy, no connection, only the cold victory of obedience. Fromm warned us. The fear of freedom leads people to submit to authority, but the result in alienation, fear, and violence. That fear shaped Creon. That fear killed Antigone.
Antigone, Jean Anouilh shows what happens when power and emotions clash. Creon and Antigone represent two very different sides. Creon chooses order and control, while Antigone chooses emotion and truth. Erich Fromm's theory helps us understand why. He believed that people sometimes give up their freedom and blindly obey because making your own choices, especially emotional and moral ones, can be scary. Creon shows this. He follows the law so strictly that he forgets to feel. He pushes away love, grief, and compassion just to keep control. But in doing so, he loses everything: his son, his wife, and his peace. That's how Fromm's idea fits. Creon obeys the system to avoid facing feelings, and it leads to fear, isolation, and death.
Antigone is the opposite. She takes responsibility for her actions. She refuses to stay silent, even though it means she'll die. She chooses emotional honesty and moral courage over safety. Her emotional honesty challenges the power of the state by prioritizing personal values, love, and family over state laws. She defies King Creon's decree, choosing to honor her brother with a proper burial, even though it goes against the law. Her willingness to stand by her beliefs, regardless of the consequences, exposes the limits of the state's authority when it comes to deeply held moral convictions and human emotions. By choosing love and truth over obedience to law, Antigone shows that emotional honesty cannot be silenced by state control. Fromm would say that makes her truly free, even if it's hard.
So this play is not just about ancient Greece, it's about us. It's about the world we live in now, where rules can silence voices and systems can crush souls. So before we judge Antigone or Creon, Let's ask ourselves, when we have stayed quiet to fit in, when we followed the rules just to feel safe, and what would we risk to stand up for what we truly believe?
Who are you?